Welcome back, students. I hope all of you are safe and healthy. Today, we will start with new chapter of science, chapter 7, Amazing Animals. In this chapter, we will study about animals and their habitats, adaptation in animals based on different characteristics like adaptation for body coverings, feeding habits, breathing in animals, and movement in animals, and also about migration among animals. As you all know, that animals are found in nearly all parts of the earth, including land, water, air, and trees, and the surroundings in which the animals grow is called their environment. Now, different animals live in different types of environment. Their food habits, behavior, and body features help them to live in a particular environment. So, students, the place where an animal lives, feeds, and reproduces is called as habitat. Different animals live in different habitats. The main habitats for animals are forests, deserts, polar regions and mountains, oceans, and freshwater. So let us study all these habitats one by one. So first is forests. Students, forests are the large areas covered with trees and plants. Most of them are very big and dense. Forests provide shelter to large variety of animals. Different animals live at different places in the forests. For example, lion and tigers live in caves or dens, birds and monkeys on trees, snakes in holes, and rabbits in burrows. Now, next habitat is deserts. Students, deserts are extremely hot and dry regions which do not have sufficient water sources and green vegetation. During the day, deserts are hot while at night they are cool. Desert animals like camel, snake, lizard, rat have some special body features that help them to survive. Next is polar regions and mountains. Students, the two poles, that is North Pole and the South Pole of the Earth, are the polar regions. These areas are covered with snow throughout the year, while mountains are the large landforms that rise above their surroundings and have cold temperature. Polar bears, penguins, yak, mountain goats, leopards, etc. are the animals found here. They are able to survive because they have special features to withstand cold. They have a layer of fat under their skin which keeps them warm and also have thick fur. Now next is oceans in freshwater. Students, oceans are the largest habitat as 70% of the earth's surface is covered by oceans, while rivers, lakes and ponds are water bodies containing fresh water. Both oceans and freshwater are home to different species of fish, octopus, whale, frogs, crocodiles, etc. Now next is adaptations in animals. Students, adaptations are changes in the body organs, functions, features or behavior of an organism that help it to survive in its habitat. You know, different animals show different types of adaptations to live in a particular habitat. Adaptations may be in their body coverings, in their feeding habits, in breathing organs, and in movement. So let us study about adaptations in animals based on different characteristics. Now the first is adaptations for body coverings. Students, the body covering of an animal helps it to survive in its habitat and protect it from extremely hot and cold weather. Animals also use their body coverings to keep themselves safe from hunting by other animals. Now, the different body coverings of some animals are scales, shell, feathers, fur, and wool. Now, let us see how the body covering of different animals help them to survive. Now, the first body covering is scales. Bodies of fishes and reptiles are covered with scales. Scales vary in size, shape, and structure. Fish have overlapping scales that do not allow water to enter their body. Most of the reptiles have horny scales to prevent water loss from their body. Even snakes also have scales. They use their scales to move on land. They also shed their skin periodically, which is replaced by a new one. And you have already studied that this process is called molting. Now, second body covering is shell. Students, a shell is a hard outer covering that protects animals when they are in danger. Animals like snails, tortoise, and turtles have hard shells. When these animals are in danger, they withdraw their head and limbs into the shell. Now next is feathers. Feathers cover the body of birds. They help them during their flight and also give them shape. Birds use their feathers to keep themselves warm in cold and also to protect from rain. Students, all birds have three types of feathers: flight feathers, down feathers, and body feathers. Now, flight feathers help a bird to fly. They are much stronger and harder than other feathers. Down feathers keep the bodies of birds warm. They are very soft and fluffy. And body feathers give a certain shape to the bird. They cover the body of the bird. Now next is fur and wool. Some animals like sheep, goats, bear and rabbits have fur that cover their bodies. Thick fur protect them from rain and cold. In the same way, sheep hair keep them warm when it is cold. Even we also use sheep hair to make wool for woolen clothes. Now what is camouflage? Students, as I told you that some animals use their body coverings to keep themselves safe from hunting by other animals. You know, the body covering of these animals match with their surroundings and makes it difficult to spot the animal. Now, some animals like chameleon can even change their color to match the surroundings, while some other animals like zebras, tigers, and grasshoppers can merge their body covering with their surroundings. And this property is called camouflage. Now, adaptation based on feeding habits. Animals need food to grow, to get energy, and to stay healthy. You all know that different animals eat different types of food. Their feeding habits depend on the types of food they eat. Based on their feeding habits, animals are divided into three categories: herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Let us study all these three one by one. Herbivores are the animals that eat plants or plant products. For example, cow, goat, elephant, deer, etc. These animals have sharp incisors for biting and pulling out plant products, and strong premolars and molars for grinding. Carnivores are the animals that eat flesh of other animals. For example, lion, tiger, wolf, etc. They have well-developed canines for tearing flesh and strong claws to catch their prey. Carnivorous birds such as eagles have hooked beaks to tear the flesh. Now, omnivores are the animals that eat both flesh and plants. For example, humans, crow, dog, etc. Omnivores have well-developed incisors, canines, and premolars. Now, next adaptation is breathing in animals. Animals need to breathe to get oxygen for respiration. Oxygen burns the food within the animal's body and release energy for all the activities. Animals take oxygen from their surroundings like air and water. Different animals breathe through different organs. For example, some tiny organisms like amoeba and paramecium breathe through their body surfaces, while insects have tiny holes along the side of their bodies. These holes are called spiracles. Insects breathe through these spiracles. Aquatic animals breathe with the help of gills. They take in water through their mouth. This water passes through the gills where the oxygen is absorbed and reaches to every part of the body. An earthworm breathes through its moist skin. All the mammals, birds, reptiles, adult amphibians breathe through lungs. They have two lungs connected with a windpipe. Air reaches to the lungs through the nostrils. The lungs take in oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide, which is breathed out through nostrils. Now, next adaptation is movement in animals. Students, you all know that animals move from place to place in search of food, shelter, and also to escape from their enemies. And you all are aware that different animals use different organs for movement. First, we will study about land animals. So the land animals mostly move with the help of legs. Most animals have four legs, two in front, which we call forelimbs, and two at the back, which we call hind limbs. Some animals like dogs, cats and tiger move with all four legs. But some other like human beings use only their hind limbs or legs to move. Their forelimbs or hands can hold many things and help to do work. While reptiles like crocodile, tortoise, lizard crawl on the land with the help of their short legs. The snakes also live on land but they have no legs. As I told you earlier, they move with the help of their body scales. Now, water animals or aquatic animals like fishes move with the help of their fins, while frogs and ducks use their webbed feet to swim. Turtles have four pedal-like limbs to push the water back and move forward. Same as animals like penguins and seals swim with the help of flippers. Now next is birds. You all know that birds can fly with the help of their wings. They have strong wings, lighter body which help them fly. By moving their wings up and down, birds push themselves in the air. They use their two legs to perch on the branches of trees and to walk on the ground. Some birds like ostrich, penguin and emu cannot fly because they have heavy bodies and weak wings. Next is insects. Insects have six legs for movement. Insects like cockroaches, bugs and ants crawl on their legs. Some insects like grasshoppers use their legs in hopping. And many other insects like butterflies and fireflies have wings which help them fly. Now next is migration among animals. Students, some animals travel very long distances in large groups at certain times of the year. This mass movement of animals at a certain time of the year is called migration. Animals migrate when the conditions of their surroundings are not favorable for their living. They move to places that have suitable conditions for living, for getting food, and for giving birth to their young ones, and return back when their original habitat turns favorable. For example, Arctic terns fly to Antarctic during cold season. Same, monarch butterflies migrate to Mexico during the winter season. And Siberian cranes migrate to India from Siberia during the winter season. So, with the wrapping of this chapter, I hope all of you are able to understand how different animals adapt themselves in their surroundings.